1 second, family. We about to jump off. Okay. Okay, well, we'll do it like this tonight. Welcome, everybody. I'm sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. Peace and black power to everybody in the chat. I see a couple people in the room. Brother Malik, I'm about to call you in 2 minutes. Let me set this other stuff back up, and then we'll be ready to rock. Yes, sir.
Up in the studio, getting blow to the truest shit I ever spoke. 21 gun salute, dressed in fatigues, black
just
jeans.
Doing the sound check, family.
In the crowd, all you seen was truth. This little nigga named Nas,
I
think he live like me.
Peace and black power, sister.
Took fire like me. You live in fantasies, nigga.
Peace and black power, I intersect, man. Good to see you in here, sis.
Next time grown folks talking, nigga, close your mouth. Beat me, I take this war shit deeply. There seen too many real players fall to let these bitch niggas beat me. Let's be honest, you a punk and you would see me with gloves. Remember that shit you said to Pop about me being a thug? And you can tell the people you roll with whatever you want. But you and I know what's going on. Payback, I knew you bitch niggas from way back. Witness me strapped with Max, knew I wouldn't play that. All you old rappers trying to advance, it's all over now. Take it like a man. Niggas looking like
Eddie,
Barry Holmes, slapping and sick. Trying to play hate on my shit. Nigga, eat a fat dick. Let it be known that's how you made me. Loving how I got you niggas crazy. Nigga, against all odds. Open my thug motherfuckers know. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. Nigga, against all odds. Up in the studio getting blown.
A motherfucking clown, family.
Against all odds. Open my true motherfuckers know. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. I heard he was light-skinned, stocky.
Marcus Evans. Shout out to you, Peace and Black Power, family.
Listen while I take you back and lace this rap. A real live tale about a snitch named Haitian Jack. Knew he was working for the feds. Same crime, different trials, nigga, picture what he said. And did I mention? Promise to pay back Jimmy Henchman in due time. I know you bitch niggas is listening. The world is mine. Set me up, wet me up. Niggas stuck me up. Heard your guns bust. But you tricks never shut me up. Touch one of mine.
Just come back and get it later, Eddie.
Destroy everything you touch. Play the game.
Come back and get it later, Eddie. Make that money, man.
Last words to a bitch,
make that money, brother.
Now you gotta watch your back now. Watch your front. Here we come, gunshots to duck. Now you stuck. Fuck the rap game, nigga, this MOB. So believe me, we enemies. I go against all odds. Open my true motherfuckers know. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. This be against all odds. Up in the studio, getting blown. To the truest shit I ever spoke. Against all odds. Open my true motherfuckers know. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. Y'all know. Puffy getting robbed like a bitch. To hide that fact, he did some shit he shouldn't have did, so we riding for that. And that nigga that was down for me, rest today. Switch sides, guess his new friends, one of them dead. Probably be murdered for the shit that I said. I bring the real, be a legend, breathing the dead. Lord, listen to me, God don't like ugly, it was written. Hey,
your whole damn style is bitten. Damn. All right, well, family, peace, and black power. I'm glad to see some of the sisters and brothers in the room. Brother Malik, about to get you in here right now. Peace and black power to I Empress segment. Beautiful sister, powerful sister. Yeah, I told a brother one day when we was inside of the chat, I said, man, my nipples and shit get hard when I hear Segment speak. Motherfucking tongue and everything get hard. Let me stop that, man. Cut that out, Mike. Let's see, is this Brother Malik? Marcus Evans, peace and black power to you, brother. Of course, Eddie Thomas, man. Come back later on tonight and get that. Yes, she's a powerful sister and beautiful sister. And save Tommy Sotomayor's motherfucking jaw, family, at the at the Unity event. Tommy, you owe this sister, you need to send this sister a check. Peace and black power, Brother Malik. Is that you on the line?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do a sound check on the audio. Everybody in the audience, can you hear Brother Malik? Brother Malik, give us an introduction and tell my audience who you are, my brother.
Ah, boy. Nobody special. Let's see. Prior to anybody seeing me on social media, I was a member of the Universal Zoo Nation for over 20 years. I have done different community activism with different grassroots organizations, like with the MOVE movement, POP, which is People's Organization for Progress, the NAVC, the Newark Anti-Violence Coalition, the New Black Panther Party. There's various things, in the community, because of the chapter that I was, with chapters that I were in, to no longer being in a chapter, but holding a what they call a minister's position, where I was in a national spokesman. And then 2014 is when people started seeing me on social media, like Sonetta and Baba TV and different platforms. And I was for most of my life, I was a Muslim, up until maybe about 6-7 years ago. And I got into the traditions of Orisha, which is known, people may know as Santeria, but it's called Leukamia. That's really about it.
That's a good introduction, brother. And I just want to say to the people that tonight, Brother Malik is going to speak from a place of knowledge. This is not a brother that's speculating on anything. This brother was a part of this entire, I'm going to show the picture again. Y'all see Bamduski? Bamduski, family. A goddamn, a motherfucking serial rapist.
Yeah, his little Nuwapian outfit.
Yeah, you see, at the end, he got the same cap on that Prince York wears. Prince, you got this motherfucking cap on too. That might be the same, Malik, that might be the same motherfucking cap. Prince York might have autographed that shit. But yeah, family, so tonight we're gonna let Brother Malik speak, and I'm gonna ask Brother Malik a few questions, and to get the audience up to speed on what's really going on. And I have a personal question that I want to ask you, brother. You said that you were a Muslim, and now you're more along the lines of Santeria, which is just for the listening audience, that's a type of voodoo, right? We don't want to say voodoo, and we don't want to.
It's closer to Ifa.
Okay.
It's closer to Ifa,
right?
Because that's what it was. It was Ifa initially when it came to Cuba, but because of the social conditions and things like that, there was changes. That was made that the Africans had to adapt to because of the slavery.
Now let me ask you this: those two systems, Islam and this system here, and I believe that this system is more so akin to even the social culture and your racial culture that you are. Am I right or wrong, brother?
Absolutely.
Right. Now, I see them both as African-rooted systems. And there are many systems that come out of Africa that we, embrace in our community. Can you tell us two similarities or two parallels or two synchronisms, however you want to say it, between the two? And if not, if there is none, give us two, points that they are very far apart.
This is interesting because I spoke to, one of the last times I spoke to Professor Smalls, we had a conversation about this because Professor Smalls Professor Smalls is a priest of Oya, so he's crowned Oya.
Yes, sir.
Which Oya is an Orisha, female warrior Orisha. And prior to that, he was the imam of the mosque in Harlem that Malcolm had founded. And so, he was Muslim for a long time. Then he came to the traditions. Mm-hmm. And so I recall a conversation we had, and so when you hear in Islam, they talk about the 99 attributes of Allah. There's actually more than 99 attributes. Mm-hmm. So they primarily stick with 99 attributes. In the traditions, there's more than just the Orishas of Shango, Ogun, Obatala, Ochosi, Aliwa, or Eshu, Yemaya, Oshun, Oya. There's more Orishas than that. Mm. And so the attributes of Allah would be the comparison of the Orishas. Because the attributes of Allah are the manifestation of Allah. Mm-hmm. And the Orishas are the manifestation of Abdullah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful answer, brother. So, in the sense that the manifestations of Allah and the manifestations of all of these different aspects of these cultures that are involved in the belief system that you're akin to, there are parallels, spiritual parallels and cultural parallels. Am I right in saying that?
Cultural parallels? Mm-hmm. Well, it depends. I think that now that would be kind of a tough one. I think that would be the perspective of the Muslim.
I understand. The reason I asked that is because I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, bro.
No, go ahead.
Okay. The reason I asked that because I've spoken with, and shout out to Professor Small. I've spoken with him, and I can verify a lot of what you just said, especially about Malcolm and him being close to him. He always talks about his culture that he accepted after the Nation of Islam. You mentioned that, and what I think I get from him is that again that cultural synchronism, that he either accepts what is and what is not in both and chooses not to disrespect them. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's room for growth. I don't want nobody to think that you were a Muslim and then now you're something. A lot of the systems in the community are there for growth and for different levels of spirituality and intellect. So I think Brother Smalls talks about it from a cultural perception, his connection. Like when we talk about Negro land, Negro land, Central Africa, the Songhai Empire. The Songhai Empire engulfed a lot of what is akin to this particular manifestations, or about 4 or 5 different manifestations of that spiritual system. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Islam birthed it, but culturally there are some connections from nation to nation inside of Northeast Africa and Central Africa. So that's the reason why I asked that, because I'm a Northeast Africa nut. Shout out to Asar Imhotep. I'm sorry about the the Ethiopia combo. But let's get into this. I like the intro. And y'all, do you have a YouTube channel, bro?
Not like yours or like Saz or Ahmadi's. Not like that. Like I have a channel where you can see like videos I've done, yes, or interviews or.
Give it out to us. Give us
trying
all
to get
of
like
it.
a channel like you have.
Give us all of your stuff, even if you're on Facebook or if it's Instagram.
Yeah,
y'all hear the lady in there going off.
I'm on Instagram. I don't even use Instagram. Facebook, I'm on.
Close this window, man.
I go by Cuban Crisis on there. And then if you just go to YouTube and you type in Brother Malik, you can see like videos I've done, or like interviews and stuff like that, you can see that on there.
Okay.
I have it under building / debating is what I have it under.
Nice. And shout out to Brother Sonetta. Shout out to Miss Candy. Conscious FBI. Fuck is this nigga? Let me get you out of here because I don't feel like even dealing with these hoe ass niggas in here tonight. These bitch ass niggas. These niggas come out of here and fall out of the motherfucking bushes, Malik. These niggas don't even come out and sneak out. These bitch niggas fall out the bushes. Get your hoe ass out of here, nigga. Ain't no room for that shit in here tonight. All right, so Malik, go ahead and let's give us. I wanna give you a couple questions before you actually, hit your plateau. I'm looking at this shit on Bamduski, right? And Sonetta, me and Malik said that Bam got on Prince York's motherfucking hat, that Nubian hat. That's the same hat that Prince York wear, man. Malik said he got Sonetta. Sonetta. Malik said Prince York put his initials in the back of Bambada's cap.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, brother. But I'm looking at this here. And, when I pulled this up, it tripped me out because it didn't have any cultural connection. It says Africa Bambaataa, right? The name that we know he don't have the right to wear. But it says American disc jockey. And for all intents and purposes, any and every disc jockey in America can and has been called an American disc jockey. But Bambaataa is supposed to be Zulu. This guy here, Kevin Donovan, a.k.a. Nigga That Ain't Your Name, Lance Taylor, a.k.a. We've Taken to Africa, Bamduski. This guy here, as you go throughout all of his shit, I want you to notice one thing. When you guys Google this and you see all the shit and you just flowing through, you'll see an unstable motherfucker at every single stage, every single album, every single picture. And when you're looking for a leader, listen to me and we're going to let Malik get in it. When you're looking for a leader, you look for stability. Not that a leader can't evolve and grow and change. But when you got a motherfucker that wears American disc jockey, right here, look. One of them, he's got his frohawk back in the 90s. Then you got him looking like he's fresh out of space. And then you got him conscious. But he's a motherfucking faggot. I said when you look for a leader to vet and validate, you want to look for stability. The book of James says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And I'm telling you, when you look in the life and time of Bambaataa, because we're going to go over it for weeks. Israel, you can sit your bitch ass down. But we're going to go over it and we're going to show you how not only did he fuck the community up and raping niggas and all this other shit, but he fucked himself up. And he has a problem that he never dealt with. Malik probably could tell you more about it, but my research in the coming weeks, we're going to dig into it. So, Brother Malik, jump in this pool any direction, angle you want to. Hit it, brother. It's on you.
All right. Well, let me just paint the picture. So, I joined when I was like 14. And I left when I was 37. And my first position that I held was when I was in this one chapter in New York. It was called the Aliens chapter. And that was a chapter that TC Islam founded.
Wow.
So I've known TC since I was about like 16, 17 when I was TC. And I was made to be the spokesman of that chapter for the state of New York.
Wow.
The chapter kind of like fell apart over politics. And I was I was what they called, this was a term we used, which was called universal, meaning that I was in the nation, but I wasn't in a chapter. So I was not in a chapter for a long time, since probably, I want to say about 99, 2000. And then I didn't actually join a chapter till about 2007, which was the last chapter I was in was called the Lost Tribes chapter, which was based in North Jersey. And when I joined that chapter, my brother and I, we were out in Irvington, Newark. Our brother Enoch, he was president of the chapter, and I was the vice president. And we rebuilt the entire state of New Jersey. There was a lot of issues in New Jersey, from the previous chapters, from a lot of things that went on in New York, to just people just being retarded and just doing, really stupid stuff and, causing problems. And so we rebuilt the chapter, and we made it what we thought it should be about, which was community-based. And about 2013, 14 was when I was promoted to being a national spokesman. The day I actually left, which was the first week of May of 2015, the day I left, they were wanting me to take another position in the organization.
You were a national spokesman, brother, for the entire Zulu movement there? Is that what you're saying?
Say that again?
The national spokesman.
No. In that department, which was called the spokesman department, the head of that department is an individual named King Kamazi.
Okay.
He is the international spokesman.
Okay, I hear.
And so there was 4 national spokesmen. And out of the 4, I was the only one active doing anything with the position.
I see.
And so that was kind of like what was annoying me with that position, was that I didn't feel like people were pulling their weight. And so the last position they offered me was to be in charge of internal affairs, which I declined because I didn't join Zulu Nation to be in charge of internal affairs. I didn't join Zulu Nation to watch people, what they're doing wrong or what they're saying wrong or whatever. And I told Ahmed Henderson to his face, along with Muhammad Islam, I didn't join this for this. So I'm declining that offer. And which I went into asking them the next question, which made me leave Zulu Nation that night. So the thing is this, that when you read about Zulu Nation, when you're a member of Zulu Nation, you're fed this information that Zulu Nation is this, and which it is. It's international. Out of the 7 continents, it's on 6 continents. Mm-hmm. That's facts. That it's an international hip hop organization that deals with the 5 elements, which is DJing, b-boying, MCing, graph, and knowledge. And that it is an organization that preserves the culture of hip hop. And it is an organization in which any religious and non-religious, any spiritual and non-spiritual, any body of an organization or of a non-organization, as long as it's not in confliction, can join.
What are the age ranges? What are
Zulu was an organization that dealt with cultural, social awareness.
What are the age ranges, brother, when they bring brothers in or the youth in or however the induction process is? What is the lowest your age?
How we did it was when let me say this, when I joined, I mean, you had people 10, 11, 12 years old joining. Like I said, I was 14.
Wow.
Now, when I was vice president in Jersey, our rule in the chapter was that if you were under the age of 18, we had to meet your parents. The parents had to know what this organization was about. You had to make sure that you were passing in school, that you were not disrespectful to your parents, and that you were not disrespectful to yourself. And if you didn't abide by that, you weren't allowed to be a part of this.
Now, go ahead.
What I did,
go ahead.
because Enoch and I were day and night. Enoch was more the passive, and I was more the aggressive. I didn't allow anybody under the age of 18 to join. I mean, I didn't want that. I didn't want the headache of having to worry about little Bobby not doing good in school. I didn't want I didn't want that. I didn't want that headache. So that, you know, when you hear about Zoo Nation, Lance Taylor, when he went to Stevenson High School in the Bronx,
this is Lance Taylor, everybody. This is Lance Taylor. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
And he had won a trip. He went to, now this is the crazy thing. When the story I'm telling you here, you're going to hear different narratives of this story. But the story I'm telling you is what I heard from his mouth. Is that he won like an essay contest and he went to South Africa, right? And so he saw he learned about the history of the Zulus. So, you know, the English came, the English colonized, right? And so, and then the Zulus fought back. Now, prior to it being Zulu anything, it was called the organization. And it was just it was blacks and Puerto Ricans that were B-boys.
Called the organization.
A B-boy is what mainstream media calls breakdancers.
Right.
And so the story that you'll hear from him is that, and from those close to him, is that he organized all the gangs in the Bronx. That's not true. You can even see for yourself on YouTube and a street organization that existed, and some of the members still exist. They were known as the Ghetto Brothers. And what they did was they organized the street organizations on Whole Avenue in the Bronx. They had a meeting. But the picture that they'll paint in Zulu Nation is that Bam organized it. And Bam organized the gangs.
Wow.
Right? Just like you'll hear Bam was a warlord in the Black Spades.
Yeah.
He was a baby Spade. He was not a warlord in the Spades. And this is according to Spades that even Hassan knows, that Hassan has videotapes where you'll hear them talk about it. And these people are still alive that can confirm this.
Right.
So basically, again, what we're told is that Zoo Nation was founded for blacks and Puerto Ricans and for the gang life to end. For the blacks and Puerto Ricans to be organized and unified. For the gangs to stop the killing and the fighting and the turf war and all that. Right. And that the elements of hip-hop were vehicles used to unite the youth against capitalism, white supremacy. It sounds good, and I believed that for years. And I was a member. I was proud. I was like, I'm with this, this movement here, and it organized the youth and da 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 da. And in some ways, it did organize the youth. It's not to say that it didn't, but the problem is that the reality is that that's not the scenario. The scenario in actuality is that he founded it just like any pedophile does. They will come up with a gimmick to gain the trust of people, whether it's the uncles, whether it's the father, the mother, or whoever.
That's the same.
Because I'm so-and-so.
That's
you
the
know,
same.
I'm so-and-so. I'm the uncle. I'm the preacher.
That's the same thing that OG Half Pint said. Do you know that? Did you know that brother before his passing? Rest in peace to him.
We've seen each other in passing here and there. We've said what's up. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and act like I knew him like that, but we've built, we've talked.
Right on.
And so when you look at somebody like John Wayne Gacy, his gig was a clown gig. So you know, there's some kids that like clowns.
Mm-hmm.
But what he did was he molested the kids and murdered them and buried them beneath the house. And so that's how he gained the trust of the people as being the clown. Well, Bam used himself as the DJ, who then became an international DJ, and having this organization. But in actuality, it was all about fulfilling his lower sexual perverted desires. That's all it was about.
Damn.
And that is the realization that I came into when I left. Matter of fact, when you look at the video on SoundNet, when you've seen the video, me and Inky.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was fucked up in that video because I was going through hurt. I was going through the devastation of coming to the realization that I was in a gang cult, coming to the realization that somebody I looked up to and respected and admired and honored throughout my life is a faggot pedophile, charlatan. I was fucked up in that video, bro. I was fucked up for a while. And I didn't know how to come out and tell anybody what the fuck I knew. Because I felt like I'm already looked at as a hater. You know, people know me as the guy who comes at Dr. Pork. You know, the guy who come at polite. You know, the guy now he's on video with Inky.
Only a new Nuwapian would call you a hater about that.
Huh?
Only a Nuwapian would call you a hater about that.
Oh, no. No. You'd be surprised. You would be very surprised.
Damn.
So it was really Hassan. And I'm not even gonna lie, Ron Savage. You know, seeing them come out and talk, and I'm like, I said to myself, listen, if I've dedicated all these years to this organization and did various things in the organization, things I'm proud of, the things that was gang-like that I'm not proud of, then I feel as though I have a responsibility to tell the people what I know.
That's right, man.
What I found out.
That's right, man.
And I tell that to everybody who loves Zulu Nation. If you now know the reality that this man is a pedophile faggot, if we sat there trying to tell, yo, bro, you know, join us. You want to come to my chapter meeting? Oh, you DJ, you this, you that. Yo, you want to do some community activism? You want to get down with the Panthers? You want to get down with this, da-da-da-da? If we can spend all that energy and effort and time into that, then I need to spend a lot of energy and effort and time to telling people about this and to things to look out for, not to join and not to follow after people and not to put too much trust in the people because there's signs. And it's sad to say is like, you know, I've heard when I was younger, I heard rumors he was gay, but the thing was like, first of all, there was no proof.
Yeah, just rumors.
For me, there was no proof. I didn't see him do anything gay. And the other thing was like, I understood that, you know, he's an international DJ. He's a leader of an international movement. So there's going to be people that's going to hate on him. So I'm saying to myself, well, okay, yeah, I never been with him on tour and stuff, but, yo, maybe he fucks a lot of chicks. You know, maybe he got a family, but he keeps shit under wraps because he don't want people in the business. You know, maybe he can't have kids. Maybe he don't want to have kids. So this was what I always said in my head because I never came out and said, hey, Bam, are you gay? Bam, do you like pussy? Like, I never had that conversation with him. It was, if we had a talk, it was about music. It was like, what you think about this rapper? What you think about that rapper? You know, about knowledge, you know, something. It was always on the lines of that when we had our conversation. But, you know, what I know now, because when he was stabbed, that was when the big red flag went off over my head. Because prior to that, you know, yes, there was
corruption in the organization, of individuals that were stealing money, people that was just full of shit, people that was abusing their positions that they were given. And yes, there was chapters fighting chapters. I'm talking about like physical fighting to the point of motherfuckers want to kill each other. Yeah, there was all that there. To us fighting Latin Kings or Bloods and Crips and Nietas and all. There was all that. But for me and others, that wasn't a reason to leave. That was more or less a reason to say, look, let's stick around and work this out, and maybe we can be the change that that people want. You know, maybe we can get respect back to the Zulu Nation.
Now let me ask you a question before you go any further. The issue in, I think it was Brazil with the stabbing. What is your opinion on? I don't want to even call this treacherous ass nigga's name, but what's been being propagated in the community about the brother may be dead or is he alive? The young brother that stabbed Bambaataa. What are your thoughts on that, brother?
In my opinion, I think he's alive.
Me too.
And I think, I never heard the snippet of him on Hot 97. I've heard, he was on Hot 97. I think, this is just my opinion. I think that he don't want to talk about it. Then somebody can say, well, he was on Hot 97. He talked about it then. Why is he talking about it now? Well, maybe he don't want to talk about it no more. Maybe he was told to shut his mouth. Because I know when he got stabbed, the directive that I was given was there was no green light. That's what I was told. Because when he was stabbed, I was vice president in New Jersey of the chapter, but I was also a first lieutenant for the entire state of New Jersey for the Zulu Warriors. So I was told nothing is to be done. I still don't even know who the fuck the kid is. But I've been told at that time when it happened, I was told by people that I've seen him before. When I asked, well, what's his name? Nobody would give me an answer. Everybody shut their mouth. All I know is he was some Puerto Rican cat.
What about his brother? Have you know anything about his brother? Because I think somebody gave me a recording of him speaking just a small snippet. Do you know anything about that? Is that
the one from Hot 97?
I believe that's the very show.
I've heard he has a brother, and that's all I know. My thing is this. Okay, let's just say we knew who he was. We had a name, we had a face, we had an address. We also have a face and a name and an address, or we could get an address, I should say, to Hassan, to Ron Savage, to the guy in England who got a piece of his dick bit off.
Damn.
To
hold on, brother. Hold on. Wait. Put your pen in the wall on that point. Don't forget where you're going on that. All right. You said a brother in England got a piece of his dick torn off.
He got a piece of it bit off.
Are you?
He came from England and visited, and according to what he says, it was part of it was bit off. And the reason that I personally believe is true, though I don't know him, is I know people from England in the hip hop circle that know him.
Damn.
And not only that, but you have other people like the brother in England. Damn, I can't remember his name now, man.
Have these people?
There was a brother in England years ago. All right, so this is what happened. There was a point in time in England in the hip hop community that the B-boys and the breakers and the graffiters and the MCs, they were really close to each other. It was like a small community, right? And according to people I know from England, and one of them actually lives in Brooklyn now, that everybody there knew Bam was gay.
Wow.
And they thought that we all knew.
Damn.
Because when Bam would go over there, he would be flirtatious with the boys.
In the open, in front of other people, man, he was just that open like that.
Like he would. One of the ladies I know, she's Jamaican that lives in England, and she said that I forget what it was that Bam said, like in patois, but like he said something in patois that was like kind of like a flirtatious remark.
Wow.
That would be made. And so they all knew, you know. Sippo was his name. Sippo was a B